everyone this beautiful day? We're getting there. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister here, and we are here to celebrate love. We're here to celebrate light. We're here to celebrate life. We're here to celebrate you. So if you feel like you want to get up and move your body to this opening song, feel free to do so. Here we go. Oh, that's a good way to start the day. Yes, and it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day because it already is a good day. Yes. Welcome once again to Unity of Tucson. We are a spiritual center that is rooted in one fundamental idea. Well, actually, we've been talking about the 5 fundamental ideas that we've been rooted in these past several weeks. But really what it all boils down to is this: God is all there is. That's it. Nothing else. God is. If we were to really distill all of it down to that one idea, that's what I hold firm in my own heart. God is all there is. It is the creative energy of love. And as we allow ourselves to engage that creative energy of love ourselves, well, then we are creating higher quality lives for ourselves. And so that's what we celebrate here every single week. Now, I also offer this if you are new to our community. Even if you're not new to our community, you may not believe everything you hear today. And that's okay, because it is not my job to tell you what to believe. It is not my job to tell you what to think. You are in a place of being able to choose that for yourself. And that's what today's message is really all about, the fundamental gift we have that is infinite choice in the fullness and expression of our lives. And so if there is something that butts up against your belief system here today, I invite you to not go into a combative state of mind around it. Just notice it. Say, oh, wait, that doesn't quite align with what I believe. And then just perhaps be willing to be on the journey of greater exploration, because as the master teacher Jesus offered, it is done unto you as you believe. So your beliefs are creating your experience. And so what we do here is we look at our beliefs. We also have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for us as a community to state out loud first the words of our vision statement. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the vision is how we choose to see the world. The mission are steps we can take to get there. Let us state out loud these words of our mission statement. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Let's take that in for a moment. love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. If you are joining us for the first time today, I want to offer and extend a special welcome to you, especially right now. If you're watching online for the first time today, whether you're watching live this glorious Sunday morning, or if you're watching at another time through the archived video, just know that your presence is felt here, your energy is felt here, and we would love to continue this conversation. So if you go to unitytucson.com/connect, you can fill out some information there, and we can continue in it. Grateful to have you here. Now, if you're here in the room for the first time today, let me first acknowledge that you may have received a gift as you were coming into the lobby today. If you did not receive a gift, there is a gift available for you. So at the completion of the celebration today, feel free to grab that gift at the welcome table, which is just outside the doors. But there's something else that we want to share with you. Not just that tangible physical gift. There's something that we have learned about you that we want to offer to you. And so if you are new to this community, and you're willing, if you're comfortable with identifying yourself, we'd love for you to stand up or raise your hand. Let us know that you're new here. Is there anyone who's joining us for the first time today? Welcome. Grateful to have you here. Grateful to have you here. And like I said, we have something that we'd like to share with you. Shall we let them know what it is we know? All right, count of three. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. Yes, you are. Thank you so much for being here, shining your light and sharing your magnificence. Now, magnificence is something that I hold very near and dear to my heart because I choose to see the magnificence in every person I encounter. And I also choose to understand that that magnificence is a reflection of who I am. And so I invite you all to consider that when you see someone else's magnificence, that it is a reflection of your own magnificence in that person. And I think that we should all claim out loud and proud for ourselves these words. I am magnificent. How does that feel? And the rest of you? Let's try it one more time. Here we go. I am magnificent. Yes, that sounds more like it. I went to Starbucks this morning, and I have a typical drink. Now, you're all going to freak out when I tell you what my typical drink is. Normally what I get is 4 shots of espresso poured over ice with coconut milk added. It's the only coffee I will drink all day. So yes, I do enjoy my coffee, as you can tell, every Sunday morning. I went in there and I mixed up my order today. I said, I'm getting something different. I told the person at the cash register that I was getting something different, and so they made me my Venti Americano, which is 4 shots of espresso, with a splash of coconut milk. I got it hot instead of iced. And so I was standing there waiting for my drink, and the barista hadn't gotten the order yet, and because she saw me walk in, she had already started my iced espresso, and she came up to me and she said, I made both drinks. Do you want them both? I said, absolutely not. I said, I'm already bouncing off the walls on a Sunday morning. This community wouldn't know what to do with themselves if I'd had 2 full drinks. All right, I don't know why I decided to tell you that. 4 shots of espresso. All right, we're gonna take a moment to reflect. We're gonna take a moment to reflect. And what it is we were reflecting on is one of the tenets that we offer here at Unity of Tucson, and that is that all faith traditions, all religions, all spiritual paths are pointing in the same direction, towards a greater understanding about the love at the core of all of it. And so we honor all traditions and all paths here, and we have adopted a ceremony that invites us to do just that. So here to guide us in our Flames of Faith ceremony, our keepers of the flames today are Mirta Nebeker and Lynn Peterson.
We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space we're holding for them and for all faith traditions unnamed in the ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experiences. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you, Mirta. Thank you, Mom. Let's take a moment to address the peace candle, which we do keep consistently illuminated, in the understanding that it is a reflection of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow our inner peace to inform our thoughts, our deeds, our intentions, and our actions, right where we are, each and every one of us becomes a beacon for peace and an expression of peace that transmits itself universally. So let's honor that understanding by stating out loud together this prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. I am always delighted when the prayer chaplains in our community offer their wisdom, and they share with us their wisdom. And it's such a joy every week to be inspired by them. So here today to guide us in our reading, in our monthly affirmation, and also in affirmative prayer, please welcome our prayer chaplain, the lead of our prayer chaplain group.
That's right.
Yes, Laura Cass.
Good morning. So the word this month is clarity. And this past week, if you were here last week, you would have heard Ruth Starwell talk about her sister, her older sister, writing a poem about when Ruth was born. There's a 3-year difference in their ages. And her sister Carol is looking at this little baby and thinking to herself, how do they know that's Ruth? How do they know this? Or then she thought, and how did they know I was Carol? And I'm thinking, well, children, they're looking for clarity, and which is really a never-ending journey for all of us. It also reminded me of my brother-in-law, who, when he was a very young one, he found out that he was half Irish and half Polish. And he asked his mother, which half is that? Is it this half, or is it this half? Is it left, or is it right? How minds work. Isn't that wonderful? I always thought that was just great. So the word is clarity. And as I said, they're searching for clarity, as we all are. Clarity is actually that moment when we're seeking for something, seeking something. We can go within ourselves quietly, closing our eyes, and amazing how that clarity can come when we have centered ourselves. We're working on something, we want to know the answer, being quiet, closing our eyes, and there's the answer. Voila. Something I was watching on TV, and I heard one character say to the other, this person's trying to solve something or has something bugging them, and they say, well, how many mental reps did you have to take to get that answer? I thought, okay, mental reps. I need to go look that up. Ask Mr. Google. So That is mental representation. Mental representation. That's this mental image that we get. It's not actually happening, and it may not have happened, but it's what we are entertaining in our minds as we are attempting to clarify what is out there and where is this thought going to take me. So it's an imagery that talks to our brain as it imagines this concept or idea. Now, it's a bridge. It takes us from point A to point C, and without that imagery and the mental representation, we couldn't get there. Like if you said, I think I'm going to go to church today, you just got in your car, and you were here. You would have skipped that bridge. So it's not possible. So it's important that we understand that we, as the observers of our own lives, think of yourself. You observe something out here. But did you ever step back and observe yourself observing? If you did, you would start that process of a real deep mental clarification. So, reminded me, the affirmation is, I see clearly through the eyes of love. And it just got me this morning singing to myself, and I'm not going to sing it to you, but I will say it. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. No obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. We should have really practiced that, Raphael. What a guy. What a guy. All right. So I'd like to read to you what Deepak Chopra has to say about that. The more clarity you achieve, the more you will find that the universe is on your side, supporting your thoughts and intentions. Therefore, focus on clarity and not on getting results. The results will come according to their own rhythm and timing. And so, our affirmation, I can see clearly through the eyes of love. And I can see clearly, when you think about it, everything, the eyes of everything. I look through those eyes and I see the beauty out here in every single person here. I can see the beauty in the universe. Everything that is around us, I see clearly. I see clearly. So let's say that together. I do believe it's here, through the eyes of love. I see clearly through the eyes of love. Let's do it together. I see clearly through the eyes of love. Once more. I see clearly through the eyes of love.
Just breathe. Just breathe. I'm always just a breath away from clarity. I'm always just a breath away from peace. I'm always just a breath away from the wisdom of my source. So I turn inward.
so I turn inward, finding that perfect clarity, finding the peace, finding my breath. I'm centering myself in all that is, acknowledging the divine order, the divine light that surrounds each and every one of us as we seek, as we continually seek and we grow, we nurture ourselves and all those around us as we are breathing in the love of life, breathing in the love of each and every one of us, holding it all in the most sacred place of quiet. And we are grateful. We are grateful for that love, for the clarification, for our thought process, for feeling this deep, deep peace and love that is within each one of us that we share. And so it is.
Just breathe. Just breathe. I'm always just a breath away from clarity. I'm always just a breath away from peace. I'm always just a breath away from the wisdom of my source. So I turn inward and breathe. I'm always just a breath away from clarity. I'm always just a breath away from peace. I'm always just a breath away from the wisdom of my source. So I turn inward and breathe.
Thank you. I am moved by the power of music, and I am always delighted when this particular musical guest joins us on a Sunday. She comes in all the way from Los Angeles to join us. But not really, because she's really here to see her family. Our special guest musician today is offering so many of her original songs, and I'm so delighted and grateful that she has decided to do that. And here with her featured song of the day, please welcome Elise Carver.
Thank you, Jonathan. And thank you all for having me. It's always such a pleasure to be here and see so many familiar faces, as well as spend time with my mom and brother. I mean, that's not so bad. And Raphael, of course. I have been on a creative journey for the past, since about January, where I realized I really wanted to start writing songs that were affirmations in and of themselves. I am a musical person, and if I read an affirmation, I'll try to remember it, but forget it, but I can always remember a melody. So I thought I'm going to start trying to write these affirmations to melodies and see if it speaks to folks such as yourself. One of these songs of affirmation, as I call them, was what you just heard, the Breathe song. So I am really excited today because today marks a hallmark day in this process. At one point, I decided, what if I took these songs and asked an artist to artistically render them in a card deck? Sort of a reminder of all of these affirmations that I'm writing to music. And today, the boxes arrived a few days ago. They are here. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys for the first time I'm ever sharing them with the world. So please, they're available for purchase, and if you'd like to grab one, please do. If you'd like to just see them, they're going to be out on display. And at a minimum, please give me your email address so I can at least send you all of the information of the new affirmations every single time they are released so that you can sing them and just be filled with the Spirit every single time that you hear a new song, and let it be a reminder throughout your day to uplift your vibration and just be in that present moment. So anyway, thank you so much for today, having me here and allowing me to share this with all of you. I've been very excited. Thanks so much. Really excited about it. And here's a song that I wrote, just sort of, I guess, what all of our, I'm sure, shared vision for the world is. It's called A Life We Want to Live. What? Oh.
The world is rife with confusion, sadness and stress is everywhere. So many buy into illusion, and then wonder, why isn't life fair? The point of life is to flourish, never to suffer like we're told. So let's come together and we'll nourish the world. Let's join together and uncover our eyes from the veil and begin to finally see. The key to love is compassion, seeing each other as ourselves. So let's join together and we'll fashion the world into love, into harmony and peace. Let's work to heal this nation. Rock and Roll Band.
Thank you. Magnificent. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the challenge of that kind of inspiration is that it gives me a lot to talk about, so strap in. Well, let me first acknowledge that this is the 5th week of our fall renewal series. That we have come to the 5th week of a 5-week series where we've been putting our focus primarily on the book, The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport. And in that book, she outlines the 5 fundamental teachings of unity. Those teachings are very simply put, God is, period, end of sentence. God is, we are. Each and every one of us, we are the expression, we are the wholeness. Our wholeness is God. Every aspect of our being is divine, because if God is all there is, there can be nothing separate from God, and so we must be part of that. Thoughts and beliefs and feeling are all creative aspects, and so we are constructing our lives based on our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feelings. So there's 3. God is, we are. Thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are creative. Last week we talked about the 4th aspect of that, which is how we direct those thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, and that is through spiritual practice, primarily the practice of prayer and meditation. Those are the 2 primary practices we teach, although there are many spiritual practices. Affirmation, I love affirmation. And so we come to the 5th principle, which is essentially this: choice. That's essentially what it boils down to. We can choose to live from this understanding, from the point of view of these principles. The 5th principle is all about choice, which is why it is important for me to articulate at the beginning of every single Sunday, and I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, he's saying it again. You may not believe everything you hear today. Your beliefs are your choice. Your thoughts are your choice. Your feelings are your choice. Although some people would probably disagree with me on that. They say, oh no, my feelings, I just have feelings. But you actually do have the opportunity to choose your feelings about your thoughts and beliefs. And all of those combined together are creating the construct of your life. And you get to decide whether or not you want to allow your life to unfold in that manner or not. It doesn't matter what I say up here. You are at choice. I am not here to tell you what to think. I am not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to offer tenets and a teaching that has helped me in my life. And so I choose to stand forth as an example of how these particular tenets have made my life better, and invite you to consider that perhaps they might make your life better. I mean, why do we come into these spiritual centers anyway? Many people come into spiritual centers because they want their life to be enhanced in some fashion. I'm not going to assume that that's the reason you all came in here, or anyone watching online. I'm not going to assume that that's why you came in here. But it's a story I hear pretty frequently. So today's message, if you received the Friday email, you may have been thinking, I.E., that's the title of today's message. What is he? It was capital I/capital E. He's gone off the deep end. What does that even mean? And Tyler will come up to me, our administrator, and he'll say, so what's your talk title? And I said, I actually thought about this talk title weeks ago. Usually he says, what's your talk title? I say, I have no idea what I want to talk about on Sunday. This is usually on Wednesday when he's trying to put the email together. And so I'll just throw something arbitrary out, and he says, well, what does that mean? I said, I don't know. This I knew was what I wanted to talk about on this particular Sunday when we have arrived at the 5th principle. I've already asked, what brings you to this forum? And so the I part of IE is, we are fundamentally a philosophy that starts with information. We offer information. That's the I. Simple. It's an intellectual approach to spirituality. That's what caught my attention. I grew up, I was not raised in a church environment. I was unchurched, as they call us, growing up, and I found the spiritual philosophy of New Thought later. I was about 33, I think. That's about right, 33 when I came into this philosophy. And they always say, people would then say to me, oh, well, that was your Jesus year. That's the year when many people have a shift in their entire trajectory of their lives. And I would say, well, yeah, that tracks for me, because I found the philosophy, and it was within 6 months I was sitting in a community just like this, having only been attending a community for 6 months, and I sat there and I was looking at the minister on stage and I went, oh, that's my path. That's my path. It was like this light bulb went off. And I thought, gosh, all of this time and effort being put into an acting career, and now I'm going to have to shift it all up. Okay. Here's some of the intellectual information we offer within this philosophy, and I want to use your lyric. The point of life is to flourish, never to suffer like we're told. That's some information that we offer. The point of life is to flourish, never to suffer like we're told. And we come back to that refrain, we can build a life we want to live. We can build a life we want to live. My question to you is, do you believe that? Do you hold firm in your conviction that that is a possibility for you? And if not, what do you believe? And just check in and say, would it be more constructive if I believed in a life that I want to live, if I can create that, or if I continue to believe perhaps that life just happens and that I am meant to suffer? We are not meant to suffer. The point of life is to flourish. In 2015, a mentor of mine in ministry offered a talk, and it's funny because it came up in my Facebook memory today, and I quoted this particular individual. He had said this in his talk: we are spending too much time being convinced we live in a hostile world. If we are looking at the circumstances of our experience, we are easily being convinced that we live in a hostile world. But that's because we are aligning ourselves with the circumstances, forgetting that we are the creators of those circumstances. And so if we don't want to live in a hostile world, make the decision to flourish. We can build a life we want to live. So together, to combat these ideas of like, oh, it's a hostile world, and oh, if I look at the news, it's very depressing. To combat this, we join together every single week to first hear information. And here's the thing about information. Information is meaningless without action. It's not enough to just sit here and listen. Although it might feel good. You might walk out of here, hey, I liked the music today, I liked the message today, and then I get out to my car, and I get in my car, and I'm driving down River Road, and I get onto Craycroft or Swan or wherever I'm going, and all these drivers. How long do you maintain the frame of mind that you walk out those doors with every single week? If the point of life, and I agree with you, Elise, on this, if the point of life is to flourish, to build a life we want to live, what compels us to continue to contemplate the contrary? What compels us to continue to think about the aspects which are contradicting that very frame of mind? Because here's the thing about contemplation. Contemplation is creative. Thomas Troward, one of the luminaries of New Thought, offered us this: spirit creates by self-contemplation. Therefore, what it contemplates itself as being, that it becomes. Spirit creates by self-contemplation. Therefore, what it contemplates itself as being, that it becomes. You may note that that's not the whole quote, because here's what fundamentally follows that. You are individualized spirit. Therefore, what you contemplate as the law of your being becomes the law of your being. What are you choosing to contemplate? What are you choosing to contemplate? Because whatever you are choosing to contemplate is coming into being in your life. And we choose things at the level of awareness and below the level of awareness. What are you choosing today? Because I have chosen to be active in my contemplation. It's all about choice. If God is, I am, my thoughts and beliefs are creative, and prayer is the manner in which I can direct those thoughts and beliefs, you better believe I'm going to choose to be in prayer. And I'm going to choose to deepen into my understanding that every word I say is backed by a belief, and it is showing up in my life. So everything I say, every manner in which I express, it is all prayer. And it is me showing up as the divine. And here's the thing about prayer, because if I'm not supplicating myself, I don't know what that was. If I am not supplicating myself to a God out there, if I'm not begging or beseeching for a better life from a God out there, well, then whose responsibility does it become? It becomes my responsibility as the divine. And I am not being judged by anything out there. The only judgment that exists, and this is how we differ from many faith traditions, the only judgment that exists is the judgment we carry in our own minds and hearts. So the fifth principle is all about choice. Ellen Davenport offers the principle in this manner. Knowing and understanding the laws of life, also called truth, are not enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. That's how she phrases it in the book. On our website, this is how we describe the fifth principle, because you know what? Language is a clumsy tool, and every ministry has come up with some manner of describing these principles. This is how it's listed on our website. It is a choice to live from and activate this spiritual teaching beyond an intellectual understanding. So I is information and intellect. That's really two I's. Okay. Information and intellect. It is up to us to activate it. It's up to us to activate it. A couple of weeks ago, I was faced with this question. Do you want this message? I was sitting in a congregation, just like you're sitting, because I wasn't here Sunday a few weeks ago. I don't know if you remember that. Felicia remembers that. But in that community, I was faced with this question: do you want this message? Do you want it? And then it was followed up with a couple other questions. Do you want it honestly, or do you want it sugar-coated? Do you want metaphors and parables, or do you want truth? Okay, so yeah, that's a lot of questions, and they're all worthy of consideration. So I invite you to consider for yourself. In fact, who wants the truth here? That's almost everybody. Who knows what the truth is here? Who thinks they know what the truth is? Who's here looking for the truth? What is truth? The only fundamental truth that I have come to resonate with in my own heart is God is all there is. And from that point of view, it's a truth that I hold firm for myself. You get to decide if it's a truth for you. From that point of view, I choose to live my life. God is all there is. You have a mind. This is another truth. I look in the mirror and I say to myself, Jonathan, you have a mind. Use it. Because here's the thing, it is the use of our mind. It is your use of mind. And here's the thing, we talk about a universal mind. We talk about a universal consciousness of which we are all a part. But we are still in individualization in the universal. So we can talk about it as our mind, even though fundamentally I know that my mind is my use of this infinite mind. Your use of the infinite mind is what you might refer to as your mind. It is part of a universal whole. And we are imbued with infinite choice, and it is free of judgment, like I said. It is free of judgment. Now, many of the choices that we make are grounded in habit. We don't even realize we're making choices moment by moment, millisecond by millisecond, because it is habit that is rooted in the choice making. Habit are the prevalent thoughts that are in charge. How long does it take to change a habit? Anyone have any ideas? 7 days, I heard. 21 days, I heard. A millisecond, I heard. Working on it all the time. The answer for how long it takes to change the habit is this: it takes as long as it takes. for you because all of your answers are correct. Depends on the habit you're looking to shift. I can change a habit like that if I have a fundamental agreement with changing that habit at the core of my beingness. I changed a habit when I was 25 years old. And it's a habit that a lot of people have, not so many anymore. But the habit changed when I fundamentally decided it was time for the habit to change. And now people are going to be surprised. I was a smoker for 10 years. I started smoking at age 15. And at 25, I said, no more. And the habit changed like that. There are people who struggle with changing that habit. So it takes as long as it takes. It takes as long as it takes. So beyond the intellect, the E part of my message this week is this. We are here to experience life. That's the whole point. If there was no other reason for us to be here, we are here for no other purpose than to just experience life and to experience life deeply, to experience life to the fullest. This past spring, I took the opportunity to experience life deeply. Wow. This image, I am so, obviously, in a lot of emotion around this image. My friend Bill took this photo of me walking that 500-mile trek because I wanted to experience life. I wanted to have a different experience. I wanted to experience something that I had been dreaming about. And I was not willing to put my dreams on hold anymore. I chose to have the experience. And on the Camino, and it's funny because I thought that, I was going to come back from the Camino and every single week I would have tales of the Camino. And it hasn't really worked out that way. I've talked about it a little bit, but I realized at a point that my experience on the Camino was for me to have privately. And so I bring it up once in a while when I feel like it'll serve the purpose of what I'm trying to offer. But just think about the kind of experience that you might be sitting on. I sat on that idea for 15 years. I considered walking the Camino for 15 years. What if something had happened in the span of those 15 years? I wouldn't have regretted it. But why did I put it off for so long? I opted for that experience over information as a spiritual practice. And what I discovered, part of what I discovered on that path is that despite the manner in which we try to convince ourselves that this is a hostile world, the world is a lot less hostile than we're told. I experienced people from all over the world. You wouldn't be able to tell it from that photo. But I experienced people from all over the world, and it is very clear to me now that the world is a lot less hostile than we are told. Oh. And so it is. One of the things that became very clear to me is that I have held a global intention in my heart for my own path in this life. Some of you who are in Mental Muscle will have heard me explain my global intention a few weeks ago, and that is to invite people to eliminate the perceived gap between the human and the divine. Everything I do, you can draw back into that global intention. But I also thought that global intention is a purpose statement, right? It's why am I here? What is the purpose of my being here? And I started thinking, what is the purpose of Unity of Tucson? Why are we here? And so I actually developed a purpose statement, and it has been rewritten. Thank you, Dr. Deborah, because I agree with the way that she restated it. I sent it to the board of directors and said, I want this to be part of our conversation. And I've futzed with it a little bit more. If we are looking for experience over information, one of the aspects of this journey of life and the purpose, I think, for us being in this spiritual community is this. In this spiritual community, we are truly participating in the evolution of the idea. The idea of this spiritual center is this. Where did it go? Three, two. I see my countdown back there going too. I'm like, I have to finish my talk. You know what's hilarious to me? Somehow that didn't make it into my notes, even though it was intended to be in my notes. So there's but here's the thing. There's something in that. There's something to know. Here it is. I think our purpose is to attain a profound spiritual understanding, guiding ourselves toward inner enlightenment and harmonious connection with the universe, thereby awakening our inherent divinity. The fifth, yes, I will read it again. The fifth principle is a call to activate in experience our purpose. You get to decide what your purpose is. But what I would like this center to stand for in purpose is this. Our purpose is to attain a profound spiritual understanding, guiding ourselves toward inner enlightenment and a harmonious connection with the universe, thereby awakening our inherent divinity. What is it to be alive but to understand and know that you are divine and to act accordingly? I think that understanding our divine nature leads us to action, to experiencing God in common unity, community. We can build a life we want to live. And that's what I leave you with today. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. It is such a habit to go grab a microphone, but I don't get to do that today. There is some homework that I would like to offer today. Elise is going to guide us in the benediction song today, but there is some homework I would like for us to take away. Obviously, if you have not finished reading The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport, please complete the book. It's a magnificent book. It's an easy read, and it really has inspired me tremendously. But we're back to doing some active things, because if I talk about life is about experience, well, then there better be an experiential aspect to the homework this week. If you're new to our community, I give homework every week as a way to make this information practical in our lives. I invite you all this week to reflect on any aspects of your life that you might take for granted, because those things are the things that are rooted in habit. And ask yourself some of these questions. Does this work for me still? What would my life be if I released this? Take one step in the direction of change, and only you know what that truly means. No one else's opinions matter on the subject, so don't talk about it with anyone else, because no one else's opinions matter in the expression and wholeness of your life. Move forth, thrive, and I invite you to relax right where you are. Just taking this opportunity to settle in to an easeful frame of mind, an easeful heart space. Gently, easefully releasing any physical tension we may be carrying that is unnecessary to this moment. Simply allow. Simply allow.
Spirit's presence is in everything. All creation is miraculous. Every single person is whole.
God is everywhere. For there is no aspect of creation that is not wholly divine. For God is all there is. This infinite creative power, this love, the unfoldment of magnificence. I choose to understand this more resolutely here now today than perhaps ever before, to feel this, to settle in past the intellect into the embodiment of this understanding. God is, we are. God is, we are. Every single one of us. The wholeness of us is God. The wholeness of us is the unfoldment of love. The wholeness of us is divine. There is no aspect of our being which is not fully, wholly God. Each and every one of us an individualization of the one, the peace, the power, the beauty, and the joy. And I choose to let this be the point of view from which all is created in my life. And I trust and know that each and every one of us in our own magnificent way does just the same, and that we are imbued with the impulse to step into action through this understanding. And so I simply relax into the unfoldment of the divine in every aspect of life, in every aspect of being. I trust and know that love guides. That is the message. Love is the guiding factor. And so I am guided by love. And it is with gratitude and appreciation overflowing that I simply allow. I trust in the unfoldment and I let it be so, and affirm it as so by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Even in the tiniest blade of grass I see God. Even in the tiniest grain of sand I feel God. Even in the scent upon the air I smell God, for God is everywhere. Spirit's presence is in everything. All creation is miraculous. Every single person is holy. Every single being is holy. Spirit's presence is in everything. All creation is miraculous. Every single person is holy. Every single being is holy.
Thank you. Sometimes you just have to take the moment in. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. Today, guiding us in our celebration of gratitude and our offering is one of the magnificent people we have who leads us every single month, and she is here to, I'm sure, offer some words of wisdom around this construct. Please welcome Emila de Toro. I love those mala beads.
Isn't these
Those are lovely.
These mala beads were in the prayer chaplain basket at the gala from the ashram in Hawaii.
Yeah, so there's a Hindu monastery on the island of Kauai that I visit every year, and so I brought those back.
And they're garnet. And even though I convinced my husband to buy the basket for all the other things, this is what I wanted. To be the high bidder. Anyhow, clarity. Clarity is very important. And the clarity that we are all divine is incredibly important, right? Even when, I don't know about you, but this week for me was like a clarity bath. Like, holy smokes, things that had been unclear for a long time became very clear. And then we get to make a choice. I get to make a choice where I'm going to express my clarity. Am I going to do it here? For me, I express it here. I'm so glad to be here. I choose to experience this community. And part of that is through these monthly conversations. Part of that is through leading a group of women on the first Saturday of most months called Sophia, Sisters of Faith in Action. Some of the ways I choose to experience this community is playing with everybody at the gala, right? So I really encourage you to choose how you want to be a part of this community, how you want to experience it and contribute your light and your divinity to the community. And of course, we would love your gifts, your donations, you feeling into your heart and knowing what is yours to give today. It could be setting up a regular payment through this QR code, I think. You can make a weekly donation like I do. You can donate by check. You can pull out whatever cash you have in your pocket and throw it in. But we really appreciate your gifts because they allow us to choose this community, be clear about why we are here, and manifest the life that we want to live every day, every Sunday. Thanks.
Thank you, Emma. As the baskets go around, we're going to sing our giving song. And if you feel like you want to get up and move your body, feel free to do so if that works for you. Here we go. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
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 I'm
Once
so
again,
grateful.
gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
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 I'm so grateful. One last time. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
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 I'm so grateful. Woo! Here to bless our offering, please welcome Reverend William Gill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ushers, if you would please face the audience. It is now time to bless our gifts, tithes, and love offerings. And those gifts and tithes and love offerings are not just money, they are potential energy. They open the door for us to do what we've been called to do. So as we bless these offerings, I invite you to invoke the feeling of well-being, and that is the fuel that will allow us to do what we've been called to do. Ready? So let us charge up that potential energy, and let us impart it on our offering. And together we say, we bless these gifts, and we see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend William. Yeah. I love blessing. I love blessing. Here's what's happening at Unity of Tucson. Here we go.
It's Sunday, November 19th, 2023, and here's what's happening at Unity of Tucson. Over the next few weeks, Unity of Tucson will be conducting its annual pledge drive. By pledging to donate to Unity of Tucson, you not only ensure the success of your spiritual community, you help the board of directors make critical decisions for the coming year. Pledge forms are available in the foyer and the Desert Light bookstore. You may also pledge by using the link on our website's homepage. Thank you for pledging your support to Unity of Tucson. Do you have what it takes to help lead our spiritual community? If so, joining our board of directors might be the perfect way for you or someone you know to help shepherd Unity of Tucson toward greatness. For more information, contact Sherry Hoffman or our administrative staff. Please join us for Unity of Tucson's Thanksgiving Potluck, Thursday, November 23rd, starting at 12 noon in Harmony Hall. Bring something delicious to share as we give thanks for our blessings. Join Unity of Tucson prayer chaplains for a serene and transformative healing circle event Wednesday, November 29th at 6 p.m. In this safe, sacred, and nurturing space, embrace the power of conscious healing and find solace in a shared journey towards wellness. Mark your calendars for November 29th at 6 p.m. and join us for this uplifting experience. On Friday, December 15th at 7 p.m., come on along and listen to the Christmas Songs of Broadway. Unity of Tucson presents a Broadway Christmas, a concert combining the magic of Broadway with the spirit of Christmas. It's a unique celebration of the holiday season featuring top-notch performers joining together to create a festive night for audiences of all ages. The show will be followed by a reception with holiday cookies and hot cider. Tickets are on sale now, so don't miss this fun, festive event. Unity of Tucson's bylaws require us to update our membership records on an annual basis. That's why we're asking current members of our community to let us know who you are so we can complete the necessary process. Watch for an email with a link to our membership renewal form, and if you don't receive an email, let our administrative team know. Thank you for your continued support of Unity of Tucson. You can find out more about all of our events, classes, and other offerings in the Desert Light Book and Gift Store or online at unitytucson.com. Have an amazing Thanksgiving and magnificent week.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, I see you, and I do remember. Mark Penterman is standing by because he has asked anyone who may be joining us at 12 noon for the potluck on Thanksgiving Day, which is going to be here in Harmony Hall, if you are interested in bringing a hot dish, we just want to coordinate the hot dish. We're going to provide turkey, but if you're bringing a hot dish, would you just speak to Mark today before you leave so that can all be coordinated appropriately? And I just want to let you know, too, that we are planning on having the offices closed on Wednesday so that we give our, staff a day off. There is still an intention, and I'm looking just to make sure that the intention still exists for there to be a prayer service at 12:30 on Wednesday. So if you are coming to the prayer service, it is happening on Wednesday. I will not be here. I'll be in California with some members of my extended family for the holidays. So those are the things I wanted to make sure you knew about as well. I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's magnificent celebration so glorious. Let me first acknowledge our keepers of the flames, Lynn and Mirta. Grateful, grateful, grateful to you. Say thank you to our prayer chaplain who offered the reading, guided us in affirmation and prayer today, Laura Cass. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Reverend William Gill for his beautiful meditation this morning and for guiding us in the blessing. Thank you. Also, our prayer chaplains on duty today, who are Sue Crake and Sherry Hoffman, and if they would please make themselves known. If you would like a moment of prayer following the celebration, thank you. If you'd like a moment of prayer following the celebration, they will be here available in the sanctuary as we complete the day. You can also make your prayer requests known by putting the intention, writing it down, and putting it into the prayer intention box, which is in the lobby. You can also always send an email to prayer@unitytucson.com. So thank you for your service. I want to say thank you to our sharing speaker today, Emma de Toro. Thank you so much for guiding us in the offering. Our entire hospitality team, our greeters, our ushers, we cannot do this without you, and I'm so grateful for all that you provide. I want to say thank you to our technical team, Fabian and Rowan and Jim and Kyle, whose name I remember this week. I also want to say thank you to this magnificent music team, Linda and Raphael and Adam today. Thank you so much for being here. And I would love for you to stand and come out center stage because I want us to really give it up for Elise Carver today. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Elise is going to take us out musically today, knock us out. But before we launch into that, let us share together this prayer of divine awareness. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Take it away. Feel free to dance.
Joy in my heart, I won't let things stand in my way. Love's in my soul, there's nothing that can ruin my day. I come alive, feel the spirit surging through me. I'm satisfied, everything is as it should be. And there's nothing in this world that I'll let hold me back. Divine love is my guide and I'm on the right track. I cast away all fears, I know that I'll succeed. I know without a doubt I have everything I need. Joy in my heart, I won't let things stand in my way. Love's in my soul, there's nothing that can ruin my day. I come alive, feel the spirit surging through me. I'm satisfied, everything is as it should be. And there's nothing in this world that I'll let hold me back. Divine love is my guide and I'm on the right track. I cast away all fear, I know that I'll succeed. I know without a doubt I have everything I need. Joy in my heart, I won't let things stand in my way. Love's in my soul, everything is as it should be. And I come alive, feel the spirit surging through me. I'm satisfied, everything is as it should be.
Yeah, make it a magnificent week and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.